Now I have no idea where I am. It's been about like, I can say a week. Temperature's absolutely insane. Soldiers called me. Last thing I remember was when I was in the hospital. I'm in the storage unit. Is it working? The last thing I remember was being in the hospital undergoing surgery. And the worst part is that during my surgery I wasn't under anything. I had no anesthetics and they had to perform on me while I was awake. Also in the hospital I saw many dead people. I overheard from a doctor and nurse. Over 3,200 soldiers were killed in this war. I remember in the hospital I saw lines outside just waiting for wounds to be treated. These hospitals were really corrupt because most of the times, the doctors would ask for bribes from the soldiers to be treated. And most of the time, soldiers didn't have anything to give them in compensation, so therefore they wouldn't get treated and would most likely end up dead. Most civilians died from displacement and being in bad environments, as well as just having little wounds not being treated and them getting infected, as well as starvation and as well as malnutrition and diseases. We're also starving because during the war we only ate rations and nothing else, because most of the time we were in a rush and we need to be on our feet, so we just ate something very small and traveled. And from what I heard, from my own knowledge from back at home, as I talked to other soldiers, I heard that post-traumatic stress disorder was a big problem for soldiers when they came back from war. Back at home, families worry for the safety of their loved ones and worrying day and night about whether they're safe or not. And when the soldiers come back, the families have to deal with the changed person that the soldier is, most likely because of all the dead soldiers he sees and all the people he's killed, or just everything in general about the war. Child abuse and alcohol consumption have increased for soldiers that are deployed into the war when they came back home, and also experience elevated stress levels, and those stress levels affect the children and the other family members in the house. Homelessness has increased throughout the years for war veterans, and divorce rates are also increasing with families that have soldiers that are deployed into the war. And when they come back, they aren't able to cope with everything that's going on, and therefore the family can't be together as a whole. This was supposedly the longest war in history, as it's still going on from 2001 to present day, and I overheard that it could possibly go on until 2014. It's getting really dark now, and my phone's running out of battery, but I just want whoever sees this video, please show this to my wife, because I have a letter for her. I feel my days are numbered, so I want to say all this while I still can. I pray to God no one will ever have to read this, but as death is all around me, if it falls upon me, you'll understand my recent feelings on this madness we call life. I hope one day there will be more Americans knowledgeable on the situation with terrorism in Afghanistan and how important it is that it's destroyed. Being back here in Afghanistan is exactly where I was supposed to be and where I want to be. I feel I'm doing more good over here than I was as an electrician. I knew exactly what I was doing when I re-enlisted infantry. I'm just sorry that you all have to suffer for it now. For me to prepare myself to take life without hesitation has been a very difficult thing to do. To take away another woman's son, husband, man's son, brother has always bothered me, but that is what scares me, and I don't think is understood by disappointingly a huge percent of Americans. The enemy we're faced with is most of the time beyond words, and it comes down to a sad but inevitable conclusion. We have to have young men that are willing to die and act on them and kill them before they can carry out any plans they have to kill innocent people, because that is what they believe Allah wants from distorted teachings of the Quran. Know that you are all the reason I am here, and to give my life for that is nothing to me. My love for every one of you is what drives me and brings me comfort under the stressful situations. Carice, let your children know of me, and even though I was never able to see she grow, I love them more than they could imagine. Please send this to my family. Goodbye.
It's about 14:45. I've been taken as a prisoner of war. I think I'm in Iraq, but I'm not sure because When I was abducted, I completely blacked out. My convoy was driving on a road, and then out of nowhere we were hit by a roadside bomb. Now I'm here, trying to find a way out. Door's locked. Can't get anywhere. When I was abducted, they took everything from me, including my guns and stuff, except for the cell phone I have on me, which I'm using to record myself. I can't let them know I have it, otherwise confiscate it from me. In case I die here, I want the Americans will find this footage. I mean, I have some hope because not too long ago, Private Jessica Lynch was captured by Iraqis, and then she was rescued by American Special Forces not too long, so I have some hope, but it's gotta remain calm, hopefully get out of here, and oh man, come. Other than the cell phone I have on me, all I have is this rag. I try to use it to protect myself against the gases they use here in Iraq. They mainly use two gases, which are mustard gas, it's a blister agent, and the second gas is a sarin gas and a nerve agent. And if you don't want to breathe those in because it's pretty deadly and it's very painful once it happens. While serving in Iraq, we usually get about 2 MREs a day, which are known as meal ready eats. They're cooked quickly this way. We can eat fast and get back to doing what we have to do. And we usually get 1 hot meal, which is either breakfast or dinner. Food showers are also rationed. We usually only get about 1 shower per week, so we have to make sure we use it wisely. Like I said before, the Iraqis are big on using roadside bombs to kill civilians and people they don't like. Other than that, they also use suicide bombings. They don't really care if they kill themselves, but as long as they cause damage and kill other human beings, they see themselves as heroes. And so it's pretty hard to survive here in Iraq because you have to watch out for bombs in the road. Random cars could have bombs on them, they blow up and then they kill us. And oh wow, they're coming again, they're coming. That was a close call. I have to make sure to pay more attention because I can't get caught with this camera. So they could potentially get punished. They could torture me, and who knows. Just wish I was home. Even though we're in a recession at home, it's better than being a prisoner of war here in Iraq. But once soldiers are home, they have to deal with things such as post-traumatic stress disorder, and sometimes they end up having nightmares about the war, and they also have thoughts about how they actually killed human beings, and for some it could be hard to deal with. More than anything, I feel bad for my wife. She haven't been able to send any letters since I've been abducted by the Iraqis, but I know she misses me a lot because the last letter she sent me said, I hate to watch each time you leave, and I hide from you how much I grieve. I know it's your duty, and you will go, but once you are gone, I miss you so. I know you'll come home as soon as you can, but right now you are deployed like an honorable man. So I keep things together till you come back. But this is where you belong, not some desert in Iraq. Yeah, I do understand why you risk your life. For that's a soldier's job, and I'm a soldier's wife. So I'm gonna go for now, but in case I'm not rescued by any American Special Forces or somehow I die, I want my wife and family to know that I love them and miss them.